Hey guys, it's TRX Master Instructor Amy McMullen, and today I've got a 30-minute intermediate level conditioning workout for you focused on the lower body and those lungs, all right? You're gonna need your TRX suspension trainer. You're gonna need a kettlebell, but if you've got multiple sizes, feel free to grab multiple so you've got options. You may want a mat for the floor work, and go ahead and get your water and your towel handy because we're gonna get sweaty, all right? I'm gonna go ahead and hit start on our timer. If you guys are tracking your workout, go ahead and hit start on your tracker, and we are gonna get warmed up for this. So TRX straps are at mid-length, so make sure that they are set up ready to go. We're gonna stand facing our anchor point, and we're gonna start off with a TRX squat row. So I'm gonna lean back from here. My tailbone is dropping to my heels. I stand straight up, pull my chest to my hands and back. So I use the squat row nearly every single workout. If you already know it, you don't have to separate the two moves. You can combine them by standing and rowing and then straightening your arms and squatting at the same time. So if you would like to do that, go for it. If you're new to this move, separate the two to make sure that you're keeping a nice flat back all the way through that move, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and take a wide hip hinge. Now today's workout is mostly squat focused, so wanna make sure with that squat we're keeping our back nice and straight while we bend the knees and hips. So arms are straight, knees slightly bent, flat back forward until you feel a great stretch in those hamstrings, and then press down on the handles. Keep the flat back as you straighten back up. All right, so now you can straighten your knees as long as that doesn't feel bad on your knees. It's just gonna be different for everybody depending on their joints. So tailbone back, chest forward, and you're trying to keep that flat back every time on the way down and on the way up, all right? So we've got a TRX bottom up squat, and this is set to help mobilize your ankles, knees, and hips, getting that back straight and finding out where you squat from the best. Everybody's different because our hips are all different. So I'm gonna lean back. I'm gonna drop my tailbone down. Now you can kind of hang out here for a second, but not too long. I'm gonna straighten up my back. So I'm looking up a little bit now. Palms up, and I'm gonna bicep curl myself forward. Now my heels came off, so what I'm gonna do is take a couple of gorilla stomps here, and then a couple of hip scrubs by taking the knees side to side. I'm gonna flatten out my back, turn my palms down, and press down to stand up. One more time. Lean back, drop down, flatten out the spine, palms up, bicep curl forward, a couple of gorilla stomps each leg, a couple of hip scrubs each leg, straightening out my back, turning my palms down, and pressing straight up. All right? So I would love to spend more time there, but we're gonna get plenty of time in our squat, don't you worry. We're gonna start off warming up some of our jumps and some of our high intensity intervals that we're gonna do today. Just little short bouts. We're gonna start with jacks. So if you are good with jumping, you know the classic jumping jack. If you don't feel like jumping today, take one leg, tap it out to the side, alternate legs, and get the arms going at the same time. All right? Chill. Second exercise, booty jacks. These are some of my favorite moves. You may have heard them called squat jacks. It's a squat jack, so you're squat and then step together if you're not jumping. If you are jumping, jump into that squat, jump together. 15 seconds, here we go. Squat, jump together. Squat, jump together. Now, I don't care if you touch the floor. I just want your hips going back, your body hinging forward at the torso, at the hips, and that back staying nice and flat. Rest. All right. We've also got some high knees today. Same deal. We're going to have non-jumping options and jumping options. So if you are not jumping, elbow to knee, alternating sides. If you are jumping, you're going knees up. Now our goal here is to try to get your knees up to hip height. Okay, so again, if you are stepping this, you're here, I want you to try not to collapse in the torso. Just try to stay up tall, all right? We've got some skaters side to side. So basically, stepping over and sitting down into a single leg squat with this leg barely touching is your non-jumping version. Your jumping version, you're actually gonna kind of hop over onto that foot. So hop over and tap, hop over and tap, hop over and tap. My booty's back, my back is flat. If you're ready For that lift off, you can take the leg and the arms behind you and kind of balance into that, all right? You'll have plenty of options later on. You have plenty of time to get lots of reps in. Lastly, we've got plank jacks. This is a plank position with the legs going out and in. Same thing, you can step it or jump it. So everybody down onto your plank. Hands are under your shoulders. You can tap the foot for the non-jumping option. You can jump the feet for the jumping option. Does not matter which one you do, but on the way up and on the way down, I want you to come through a squat to stand up. So you're standing up with those larger muscle groups of your legs and not hinging on your lower back. So first off, we've got a TRX hamstring curl. We're jumping into round one. Your straps need to be mid-calf length. So I'm gonna lower these down, handles at the bottom of my kneecap. I'm gonna have a seat. I'm gonna put my heels in, and I'm gonna lay on my back. All right? So heels up and over, hips are up, and all we're gonna do is drag the heels in and out. All right? I've moved my arms so you guys can see, but basically I'm trying to get my back straight and still. My pelvis is lifted off the floor, but it's staying where it's at. All right? You're gonna draw your heels in so that your knees, if you can, get them over your hip bones. Now, you can use your hands on the floor to press down, or you can take your arms off, try to find that balance, and continue to move. Take a look at your knees and toes and make sure they're parallel with each other, all right? So, next we've got a TRX hip abduction. This is for the side of the hips, all right? Same deal, hands can be on or off, but we want the body up off the ground and the hips staying totally still, okay? So I'm gonna lay back, my feet are under the anchor point, and here we go. I'm gonna lift my hips up, keeping my toes pointed up to the sky. I'm gonna separate the legs, hold for a second, and then bring them back in. Now, watch your feet for just a second, check to make sure your toes are up. Take the legs out and hold for a moment. Make sure your hips don't dip down when you do that, and then bring them back together. You don't have to go fast. We're gonna do 3 rounds of this work today, so you're gonna have multiple options to get this in, but just so that you know, you don't have to go fast with anything unless you really want to. It is a conditioning workout. We are gonna have high intensity sections later, but these strength exercises, you can go a little bit slower. We're gonna stand up slowly. We're gonna go over to our kettlebells. We've got a kettlebell goblet squat. I've got, to get my fan on, I'm hot. So, kettlebell goblet squat. What you're gonna do is you're gonna pick up a kettlebell and have it up high in front of your chest. This is gonna load us up a little bit higher than where we usually might squat with weight down at our side. You can start with whatever size you've got or your medium one. I'm gonna bend over with a flat back here. I'm gonna do a little hike up to catch this by the horns, and I'm gonna keep my back flat as I try to drop my tailbone down, crease of the hips at or below the knees, and then when I stand up, my shoulders and hips arrive together. So, slowly lowering down, a hinge from the hips, a big knee bend, and a nice flat back. All right, now, like I said earlier, you can go slowly on these strength moves, or you can pick up the pace to go ahead and get your heart rate up. Either way, you're gonna have options. So, straightening the knees and hips all the way. I'm gonna slowly lower this down, and I'm gonna set it back down with a flat back, all right? Now, get ready for your high intensity options. First round, we've got 30 seconds of 8 high knees and 4 booty jacks. And we're gonna cycle through that for 30 seconds. All right, here we go. 8 high knees. Step it or jump it. 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 booty jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start over. 6, 7, 8. Down and up. 2, 3, 4. Remember, if you're not jumping, pull the elbows to your knees. You got 8 of these guys, and then you will step into your squat, step together, down and up, rest. We've got 30 seconds of work, 15 seconds rest, so it's a 2-to-1 work to rest ratio. Next set, 8 regular jumping jacks, 4 skaters, side to side. So we're working laterally this time. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, side to side skaters. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then reset. Out and back. Now remember, same thing. You could tap this if you want, and then you can step it as you're ready. Step and in. Basically, I'm trying to get all my weight on one leg, sinking down into that squat like I've been doing with the other exercises, and resting. Third exercise, or third little high intensity section, we've got 8 jump ropes, fake jump ropes, because I didn't tell you you needed a jump rope, and then 4 plank jacks. We're going to go through our squat on the way down to the floor, through our squat on the way back up. Fake jump rope. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Squat down, step or jump back to your plank. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step or jump into your squat, lower your booty, stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lower down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you're not jumping, you step into it and you can do a little shuffle. 1, 2, 3. If you're not jumping a lot, rest. All right, so that's what round 1 looks like. Rounds 2 and 3, similar, but we're going to start making some exercises harder than they were before. So you can take that harder option, or you can repeat what we already did. All right, everybody grab a quick sip of water. Those are short, like 7-minute rounds, I think. We've only got 30 minutes, so we've got to fit a lot in a little time. So we're going to start with the TRX hamstring runner. I want you to have a seat facing your anchor. When you straighten your legs, your feet should be under your anchor point. Now, if you're anchored to a wall or a door, maybe booty shimmy back a couple inches. So fingers in the bottom of the foot cradles, lay back, heels on top, hamstring runner. Hips up. Now, you can repeat the hamstring curl that we already did. If you're ready for the runner, one heel comes in, that leg straightens as the other heel comes in. Say switch places. Switch, switch, switch. Now, if your hands are on the floor, I like to put mine palms up, so that way if I'm pressing into my arms, I'm kind of pressing my shoulders open. Now, I'm trying to keep my hips level the whole time. I'm trying not to think about how much my hamstrings hurt right now. This is always a tough move no matter what level you're at. And I'm trying to pull that knee over my hip bone each time. Whew, resting. Hip abduction, second set. So I'm going to scoot in a tiny little bit. Now, if you have the ability to go past neutral, you can make the exercises with your heels in easier by scooting your feet this direction, past the anchor point, okay? But if you're hooked onto a wall, you don't have that option. But what you can do is keep your hips down if you need it easier, fire your heels down into the foot cradles, and just take the legs out and in. Even if you don't lift the hips, if you are a beginner or this seems like it's a little bit too much for you, keep the hips down, just press your heels into the floor and out and in. Everybody else, that's fine. Hips are up and you're rocking out that abduction. All right, if you haven't tried it yet, take those arms off the floor, try to take it out and hold, and bring it back in. If you're doing this correctly, you'll feel your low back holding your hips up, and you'll feel that side booty and the side of your hips on that abduction. All right, rest. We're gonna come up slowly. We're gonna go back to that kettlebell squat. Now, you can repeat the goblet squat if you want. We're doing 2 sets of squats this time. If you feel like you're ready, we're gonna bring that kettlebell up, hold it up in rack position, and we're gonna squat with it on one side of our body, and then we'll repeat on the other side. We're basically just trying to shift the load around so that our core has to do a little bit more work in balancing us out. So I'm gonna use a lighter one. I'm gonna hike it up, bring it up here, and bring my hand slightly across my chest. I'm gonna do that same squat as before. Tailbone drops, trying to get the crease of my hips at or below the knees. Hips and shoulders move together. Tailbone down, driving up through my heels, body up tall. Dropping the hips, driving up through the heels. Dropping the hips, driving up through the heels. Now I can feel the left side of my body doing a little bit more work, trying to counterbalance me. This weight wants to pull me this way. My body wants to come this way. I'm trying to stay right here in the middle, all right? So to get this guy down, I'm gonna flip it over, set it down, and then get ready on the other side. If you've got a watch on, you might wanna move it to the inside of your wrist so the kettlebell doesn't smash your screen. Learned that the hard way myself. Same thing other side. Grab it, tilt it towards you, hike, catch, and then set up. Nice tall body. Tailbone drops down toward the knees, come all the way back up to straight. Tailbone drops down, drive up through the heels. Now, I want to be squatting between my knees, not on top of them. I want to avoid my knees collapsing together. So at the bottom, I'm going to come down, I'm going to take a little look, and I'm going to keep my knees pressing away from each other as I stand up. All right? A common fault is they tend to dive in towards each other, and we want to avoid that. All right? So, straight down, straight up, drawing the belly button in each time. We're finished. I'm going to let this swing underneath me, and I'm going to set it down slowly. We are back to our high intensity intervals. I'm going to flip my watch back around. All right. Same thing as last time. Nothing changes. 8 high knees, 4 booty jacks. All right. So body up nice and tall. We're breathing. Let me tighten this pony. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 booty jacks. 3, 2, 1. Start it over. Now, if you want, I'm just doing 8 high knees total. If you want to do 8 per leg, if that makes you feel better, rock it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you could do your booty jacks. Breathing. 15 seconds to recover. Next one, 8 jacks, 4 skaters. Now, you can do regular jacks. If you want to open up your chest, those of you with posture issues, do seal jacks. So you get a little chest stretch in the middle. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5. Here's how you step this. Okay. 2, 1. 4 skaters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reset. Regular jacks. I'm going this time. 6, 7. Skaters. Whew. Remember, step it or jump it, but either way, try to sink down into that hip. All right? Whew. Only so many times you can get it done in 30 seconds. Last one, 8 jump rope, 4 plank jacks. Make sure you've got some space. Make sure you're not going to slip on equipment or mats. Whew. Ready? Here we go. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Squat down into your plank. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit that squat, drop the booty, bottoms up, up, 2, 3, nope, this is wrong. Jump rope, 7, 8, squat down, 4, plank, jacks. You can do fake double unders. No one will know that you can do those or not do those. All right, so that was round 2. Grab a sip. Round 3 coming up. I'm getting sweaty myself. This last round is longer. We're going to repeat what we did. At the end, cardio happens twice. So, have a seat. I'm going to keep my head above my heart for a moment before I lay back. I'm going to take some deep breaths in, longer breaths out. And I'm going to get my heels in. So, fingertips in the bottom of the foot cradles. Lay back. Heels over top. We're going to mix the hamstring runner and the abductor together. Hips up. Hamstring runner for 8, 7, 6, 5. Let's just do 4 of these. Psych. Straighten both legs. 2 abductions. Out and in. 4 runners. 1, 2, 3, 4. Straighten both legs. 2 abductions. Out and out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten both legs. Now, I'm doing this with my arms off. If you want to try that, go for it, but keep your body as still as possible. You're trying not to swing side to side while you do this. If you are swinging, put those hands back on the floor. Hopefully, you feel those hamstrings, you feel your low back, you feel those hips. And we're done with that. Come up and out. All right, back to your squat. Now, same deal. If you were fine here in that rack position, you're gonna add an overhead press when you stand up from that squat. If that rack position was not comfy for you, you can hold your kettlebell just on one side down by your knees, all right? Either way, we're squatting with the kettlebell on the right for the first set, left for the second set. I'm gonna tilt this toward me, hike up to my hips, catch it here at the top. So take my squat first, down and up, and then you can use your squat on the way up to drive up into that press, and then I'm gonna lower my elbow back to the front. Squat down, or you can stand up, do a strict press from there, elbow back to the front. Depends on how heavy your kettlebell is and how strong your shoulders are. If you want that heart rate to come up, doing them both together quickly will help. Elbow down to the front. Up. I just closed my exercise ring, that's nice. All right, so I'm gonna release the bell, put it down, get my watch out of the way so I don't break it more. There's a little crack in the top from the last time I did this. All right, so same idea. So you can kind of see it from this side. Flat back over, tilt the bell towards you, hike, catch, and then set up for your squat. Squat down, press, elbow comes back into the front to get that bell back in, tucked in. Squat, press, elbow back down to the front. Now, if you aren't feeling anything because your kettlebell's really light, feel free to either switch to a heavier kettlebell or bring two of them in front of you and back to that goblet squat. You have lots of options, okay? Let me get one more rep in because I was talking. Back in. All right, park that guy, and we are here for our last set of cardio. Now, all this is happening 2 times, so I'm gonna get these guys out of the way, give myself some space. We're starting with the 8 knees, 4 booty jacks. Ready? Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. If you're not jumping, take the high knees here and then step into that squat and step together. Feet are barely wider than your hips. They don't need to go super wide. All right, start it back over. Sweat is dripping in my eyeballs. Rest. Okay, so second part, 8 jacks, 4 skaters. So we're gonna go through all 3 intervals. We'll take a 30-second rest, repeat them again. So we're just in set 1 right now. 8 jacks, 4 skaters. Here we go. Regular jacks, or steel jacks, or 4 of each, I don't care. Skaters, 1, 2, 3, 4, reset. And out. Skater, over, over. Can you get your toe forward? Can you get your knee forward? Can you sink into that hip? 15 seconds to catch your breath. I'm gonna not talk. 8 jump rope, 4 plank jacks. You ready? Take that shuffle side to side if you're not jumping. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Squat down, hit the plank, tap if you're not jumping, jump if you are jumping, booty under, step or jump up. Repeat. Double unders if you want. If you have a jump rope, go grab it. All right, you've got 30 seconds to breathe. And then we're repeating those last 3 intervals. 8 high knees, 4 booty jacks coming up. If you need water, get a little bit. Don't gulp it, even though you might be tempted to, especially if you're jumping. You don't want that rumbling around. All right, last 3 intervals. Here we go. We took that little break so that you could get back in at the highest level. So if you were slowing down there towards the end, that's what that break is for. Kind of replenish the energy systems. Can you jump all the way together? Can you get those hips down each time? Rest. 8 jacks, 4 skaters are next. Whew. Take a walk. Focus on that exhale. 8 jacks, 4 skaters. Last time you have to do this. I'm doing 4 and 4 on the jacks, regular and seal jacks. Skaters, over, 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 resetting. Sweat's flying. Try to get some range on those skaters if you are jumping. Well, now that we're finished. Rest up. 1 more cardio interval left. Hang in there. 8 jump rope, 4 plank jacks. I'm gonna get my mat out of the way so I don't accidentally step on it and slide. Ooh, can't see. Sweat in my eyes. Jump rope, here we go, last one. To the ground, squat, step or jump, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squat, flat back, step up. Shoulders over your hands. Now, with your hands are on the floor, I want flat hands. I have a cyst, so I can't put it flat. So that's why I was going up on my hand like this. Go flat if you can. Whew. All right, guys. Go grab a sip. We're going to let the heart rate come down a little bit, and we're going to get ready for our stretch. It's a quick stretch because we're almost to that 30-minute mark. It goes by so fast, so fast. Having so much fun. We're going to start with a wide hip hinge. Your straps are fine to stay at mid-calf length. Don't worry about that timer. We got 15 extra seconds. Whew. Long breath out. If you're already recovered, go ahead and get there. Wide hip hinge, facing the anchor point, palms down, feet wide. Same as before, we're going to send the hips back, send the chest forward until we get a little stretch. Big exhale out. Come back to standing. Deep breath in. Big exhale out. So this cool down is to bring our body from a working state to back to a resting state. Your heart rate probably was high. So we're trying to focus on the breath to bring it back down. All right. I believe we've got a figure 4 stretch next. So elbows bent in at your sides, left foot center with the anchor point, right ankle crosses over the knee. I'm going to sit back. Now you can hinge this, taking the tailbone back and the body forward until you feel a stretch here in the right hip, and then you can come back up and down. If you would like to sit in this, straighten your arms and sit back like you're sitting in a chair, and then from there, go down towards the floor straight with your tailbone. You won't go all the way, but just that direction. Okay, and stand back up. Hopefully you felt that in your hip. Let's do the other leg. So, elbows at my sides with the straps tight. Centering my right foot with the anchor this time. Left ankle crosses over. I'm going to sit my hips back as I hinge forward for this first variation. My left hip is tighter than my right. Always fun to find out. And then come back up and repeat. Like I said, if you want to sit a little bit back further, sit a little bit deeper, straighten the arms, keep the head above the hips, and then just sink straight towards the floor, trying to keep a flat back. You're going to want to bend your hips under, but you're trying to keep them straight to get that maximum stretch and rest. From here, we're going to take a wide stance, side lunge into a Cossack. So I'm going to sit my hips over my right heel, going into a little side lunge. Then I'm going to turn my left toe up towards the sky and sit as deep as I can. You can lean back on the straps here. Take that knee out and in for a little hip scrub. Should feel nice. If you can get your weight on the foot and take it off the straps with your heel down, even better. From here, we're gonna stand up and go to the other side. Side lunge left, right toe up, sinking down, leaning back if you need to. A little hip scrub, side to side. Pull your body weight forward, see if you can get it over the foot, see if you can test that balance with a flat back. Whew. And that's all we've got time for. So I told you it was gonna be fast. Hopefully you're sweaty like I am. Hopefully you felt that lower body, felt your lungs working a little bit. We are finished for the day. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a good one.